welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dorcas Chia. Our top stories: a federal government reviews automotive policy to support EVs, CNG vehicles. Police dismiss abduction rumors that sparked panic in Abuja schools. Federal government reaffirms commitment to AGG Deep Sea Port project, and on the foreign scene, we shall be looking at oil prices falling as Middle East tensions ease. And now the news in detail. The federal government has announced plans to review Nigeria's automotive policy to accommodate emerging technologies such as electric vehicles, compressed natural gas CNG-powered vehicles, and other alternative energy solutions. The disclosure was made by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, during the 30th anniversary celebration of Motoring World in Lagos. Speaking at the event, former FRSC Corps Marshal Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi urged the government to adopt a consistent automotive policy that prioritizes local manufacturing and value creation rather than relying heavily on revenue from vehicle imports. He noted that despite Nigeria's large population, growing vehicle market, and extensive road network, the automotive industry remains underdeveloped due to policy inconsistencies and dependence on imported used vehicles. Oyeyemi stressed the need for stronger support for local assembly plants and automotive component manufacturing to drive industrial growth and job creation. Also speaking, the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Control, Joseph Osanipin, called for closer collaboration between government, industry stakeholders, and the media to position Nigeria as a leading automotive manufacturing hub in Africa. Panic swept through schools in Nyanya, Abuja, and neighboring communities in Nasarawa State on Thursday following rumors of a planned abduction of pupils by suspected bandits. The report prompted many parents to leave work and withdraw their children from schools, while school authorities tightened security and locked their gates as a precaution. Some schools also released pupils earlier than usual in response to parents' concerns. However, the FCT Police Command dismissed the claims, describing them as a false alarm allegedly triggered by misinformation among students. Police urged residents to remain calm and rely on verified information, stressing that there was no confirmed security threat to schools in the affected areas. In another development, troops of the Nigerian Army have rescued a woman and her 6-month-old child after they were abducted by gunmen in Egbe Yagba West local government area of Kogi State. According to the Army, the rescue followed a swift response to a distress call and a joint pursuit operation involving troops and members of the Vigilante Group of Nigeria. The victims were among 5 family members kidnapped when armed men attacked a residence in the Ijalu area of Egbe. Security pressure reportedly forced the kidnappers to abandon the woman and her child before fleeing. The rescued victims have since been reunited with their family, while efforts continue to rescue the remaining captives and apprehend the suspects. Meanwhile, the Kogi state government has strengthened security operations with the commissioning of a fully equipped police force violent crime response unit in Lokoja. Governor Usman Ododo also donated operational vehicles and an armored personnel carrier to enhance crime fighting and rapid response capabilities across the state. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has approved a special compensation package for Band A electricity consumers affected by power supply shortfalls between February and March 2026. According to NEC, the disruptions were caused by inadequate gas supply and vandalism of key gas and transmission infrastructure, which affected electricity generation nationwide. Under the arrangement, eligible customers on Band A feeders that received less than 18 hours of daily power supply will receive compensation equivalent to 20% of their approved energy cap or average energy billed. Prepaid customers will receive token credits, while postpaid customers will get bill adjustments. The Commission directed electricity distribution companies to complete compensation for February by May 31st and for March by June 30th, 2026. Next said the measure is aimed at protecting consumers and ensuring affected customers receive appropriate relief for service disruptions. And now the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, in partnership with the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, has launched the Nigerian Youth in Agribusiness Land Trust Fund to improve access to land and opportunities for young farmers across Nigeria. The initiative, unveiled in Abuja, aims to support more than 500,000 youth-led agribusinesses by providing easier access to land, financing, enterprise development, and market opportunities. Speaking at the launch, Minister of Youth Development Ayodele Olawande said the program is designed to tackle one of the biggest challenges facing young people in agriculture: access to land. He added that the government plans to train over 6 million youths and strengthen youth participation in the agricultural sector. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Bagudu, described the initiative as a major step towards empowering young entrepreneurs and boosting agricultural productivity. First City Monument Bank, a key partner in the program, reaffirmed its commitment to supporting youth-led agribusiness initiatives through financing and innovation-driven solutions. Stakeholders at the event noted that the fund is expected to promote job creation, food security, innovation, and long-term economic growth while building a new generation of agripreneurs across the country. We'll take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Do stay with us.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transco Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
You're watching Housing TV News at the hour, and now to the build sector. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to completing the Agje Deep Sea Port project in Bayelsa State, describing it as a strategic infrastructure initiative that will boost economic growth, attract investment, and create jobs in the Niger Delta. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Dr. Adegboyega Oyetola, said the project remains a key component of the government's plan to expand Nigeria's maritime infrastructure and strengthen the blue economy. According to him, the port will serve as a major maritime gateway in the South-South region, improve Nigeria's competitiveness in international trade, and reduce pressure on existing ports. Oyetola noted that the project is expected to stimulate activities in logistics, fisheries, maritime services, tourism, and shipbuilding, while generating thousands of direct and indirect employment opportunities. He also disclosed that the ministry is collaborating with the Bayelsa state government and other stakeholders to accelerate the project's implementation. Meanwhile, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy has announced plans to partner with Jay's Bank PLC to mobilize funds for maritime infrastructure and other blue economy projects. The ministry said the partnership is aimed at attracting long-term investment needed to unlock the full potential of Nigeria's maritime sector. The Ministry of Finance Real Estate Investment Fund (MREIF) has reaffirmed its commitment to advancing Nigeria's housing sector through its participation in the 20th edition of the African International Housing Show. Organizers say the event will provide stakeholders with an opportunity to learn more about the federal government's housing reform agenda and the progress being made under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration through the MREF. Participants including developers, investors, mortgage institutions, cooperatives, civil servants, and prospective homeowners will have the chance to engage directly with the MREF officials and gain insight into affordable housing finance opportunities. Speaking ahead of the event, AIHS convener Festus Adebayo described MREF as a key housing finance intervention that is helping to expand access to home ownership and support housing development across the country. He noted that AIHS at 20 will feature discussions on housing finance, mortgage accessibility, affordable housing, and investment opportunities aimed at addressing Nigeria's housing deficit. The event is scheduled to hold from July 13th to 18th, 2026 at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, and is expected to attract over 20,000 participants, 400 exhibitors, and delegates from more than 25 countries. Copran International Limited has dismissed allegations surrounding the Nigerian police housing schemes in Mbora district, Abuja, describing claims that the project involved the sale of police barracks as false and misleading. In a statement, the company said the development was a joint venture between the Nigerian Police Force and Copra International Limited aimed at providing affordable housing for police officers. According to the company, the partnership was established through a memorandum of understanding signed in 2015, under which Copran financed and developed 52 housing units in the Mbora district of Abuja. He stated that half of the units were offered to police personnel at discounted rates as part of the scheme's welfare objectives. Copran maintained that no former Inspector General of Police was involved in the sale of police barracks, adding that the project was completed and commissioned by former IGP Idris Ibrahim. The company further claimed that the controversy arose from a property dispute involving a former legal representative who allegedly failed to meet payment obligations for a housing unit allocated within the estate. It also noted that issues relating to the project's financing are currently before the Federal High Court, insisting that all funding arrangements followed established real estate and mortgage financing procedures. Moving on to the foreign scene, global oil prices dropped by about $3 per barrel on Thursday amid hopes of easing tensions in the Middle East following reports of a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Lebanon. A Brent crude fell by 3.27% to $94.61 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude declined by 3.86% to $92.31 per barrel. The decline followed expectations that diplomatic efforts involving Iran, Israel, and the United States could help reduce regional tensions and lower the risk of disruptions to global oil supplies. Meanwhile, U.S. crude inventories fell by 8 million barrels, indicating strong demand, while Russia reported a decline in oil production due to refinery maintenance. Analysts say crude oil prices remain volatile as markets continue to react to geopolitical developments and changes in the global supply and demand. We take another pause, and up next, we take stories from the business sector and the sports news.
I'm Debbie Erb. I'm the founder of DLE Advisors, LLC. I just finished a really interesting session talking with the audience here at the International Housing Show. I have attended the show before, and I have to say it's bigger. It's bigger and better than it was 4 years ago. An incredible array of opportunities, companies, and new innovations in the housing space. So it's very exciting to be here. Thank you, Festus Adebayo. He's my guy. It's so well attended, and there's so many people here that I know who are movers and shakers in the industry. So I definitely recommend attending if you possibly can.
I am Ada Fong, the former Deputy Director of Housing from the Hong Kong Housing Authority. I think it's a very interesting housing show and conference that brings together a lot of experts and talents and government officials in Africa to explore the subject of housing in Africa. It's a very worthwhile initiative that you do it once every year.
My name is Adeola Olushodo. I'm the Executive Director, Lagos State Development and Property Corporation. I'm here at the Abuja International Housing Show 2025, and this is a show that brings all the experts and all the major players in the real estate sector together. I must commend the efforts that goes into that, the consistency, and everybody looks forward to it. And of course, it's well attended.
My name is Dr. Mark Mahaku Joshua. I am the Director General Taraba Geography Information Service. I got an invitation to attend, and I saw things like land reform. So my priority here is to interact with experts in the field, gain more knowledge on how things are done as far as land reform is concerned. The organizers of this event has done well. I at least expect the caliber of people I've seen here. Seeing the people that I've seen here, they have sent out a signal to me that it is not a child's play. We're here that really Nigeria mean business to organize such a show.
My name is Surveyor Abdulgani Adi Madibumen, the Surveyor General of the Federation. I want to really say it's a good program. This is the 19th edition of it. I want to say a good thumb up to the organizers of the program and to Nigeria in general. Hosting such an event is not something that comes easy. It comes with a lot of innovation on its own, like the team says, and it comes with a lot of experienced organizers. So I want to say a big thank you for those people that come all the way from far and near to come and be part of this organization.
Hello, I'm Maya Abdel Hamid, the CEO of the Social Housing and Mortgage Finance Fund in Egypt. This is my first visit to Nigeria and Abuja in specific. I've been invited to this housing show. This is my first visit to Nigeria. I've had a good chance to meet with all the Nigerian officials as well as the African ministers and delegations. I think the presentation helped a lot and giving insights to those attending. I also benefited from hearing other experiences from the experts from across the continent and the international experts as well.
My name is Roland Benoba, and this is the Roland Benoba Real Foundation for Housing and Urban Development. Shout out to IHS. You guys are doing a great job. This is the 19th edition, and I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. Kudos to the team at AIHS.
Welcome back. The federal government spent 12.63 trillion naira on debt repayments between January and September 2025, exceeding the budgeted 10.74 trillion naira by 1.9 trillion naira, according to the Debt Office. The report showed that debt servicing consumed about 67% of the government's retained revenue of 18.63 trillion naira during the period, while capital expenditure stood at 3.10 while capital expenditure stood at 3.10 trillion naira. Revenue also fell short of expectations, with actual collections of 18.63 trillion naira against a projected 30.67 trillion naira, largely due to lower oil earnings. Economists have urged the government to boost revenue, reduce borrowing, and increase private sector participation in infrastructure financing to ease growing debt pressures. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has called for stronger international support to help African countries transition to greener shipping. Speaking ahead of the Our Ocean Conference in Kenya, NIMASA said climate finance, technology transfer, reliable emissions data, and capacity building are critical to achieving net zero emissions in the maritime sector. The agency stressed that developing countries need adequate support to meet global decarbonization targets while unlocking opportunities for economic growth and innovation. Moving on to the sports scene, tennis fans across the world are eagerly anticipating the return of Serena Williams after the Queen's Club confirmed that the 23-time Grand Slam champion will compete in the doubles event at next week's HSBC Champions in London. Williams, 44 years, has not played a competitive match since the 2022 US Open, where she indicated she was evolving away from tennis, but never formally announced her retirement. Speaking ahead of her return, Williams described Queen's Club as the ideal venue to begin a new chapter in her career, noting that some of her most memorable moments in tennis came on grass courts. The HSBC Championships begin on June 6th, with the women's main draw scheduled to start on June 8th. Organizers have yet to announce Williams' doubles partner. Her return follows speculations about a possible comeback after her name appeared in the International Tennis Integrity Agency's testing pool in late 2025. And that's just the size of our package on Housing TV News at the hour. But before we go, a recap of our top stories. The federal government reviews automotive policy to support EVs and CNG vehicles. Police dismiss abduction rumors that sparked panic in Abuja schools. Federal government reaffirms commitment to Agay Deep Sea Ports project. And on the foreign scene, we told you that oil prices fall as Middle East tensions ease. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow us on all social media platforms. You can also download the Housing TV mobile app and Free TV mobile app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. I am Dorcas Chia. Bye for now.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.